Hey guys, DJ the Guildmaster, Heavy Metal Wargaming. Quick video. We just dropped one yesterday about building base terrain. Wow, this table's wiggly. I'm at the Wolf and Wyvern right now. We're in one of the other back rooms. We went and did some conquest today, did some teaching games, worked out really well. What we're going over today kind of is a little bit of a thought process on the Boltaction Compendium that just came out. I picked it up. Another crazy part, new FAQ just dropped. I got the German book, it came finally. And Americans just got a little bit of their stuff released. Pretty awesome. Thought process on the Americans. All it looks pretty good. You know what I mean? Like the shoot maneuver, radios, it's all the same. It's pretty much the same from last time for Americans. How I feel about land, sea, and air. It's cool thematically. It really does fit fluff. The kind of the crappy part is like, it's not going to be really big for rules. It's not going to be really big in competitive circles. Giving stubborn to small units. It might save you a dice from getting murdered. I don't know. Sometimes small units, like 3-man teams, 2-man teams, having like cool special abilities really doesn't do much. We'll see though. I like where they're going still. I like the thematic part. Land, Sea, and Air sounds cool as fuck, quite frankly. We'll see what happens there. Big news, the FAQ dropped for the German book. Not much in there. They took away some stuff, clarified some things. Probably the biggest thing people are flipping out over are spotters got tree changed. Quite frankly, guys, it was coming. We knew that was way too powerful. In a couple of my games with my Japanese with knee mortars, I had Grenadier squads, 6 dudes ranging in off of one guy. Sorry, it's just not realistic. Having a whole group fire is one thing, but adjusting all 3 of them. I'm kind of a subject matter expert when it comes to that because I was an FTC chief. Sorry, even nowadays it'd be really hard to be a shit hot FO calling that kind of stuff in. Sorry, just it's not realistic enough, and it just doesn't work, guys. Like, I'm glad they kind of fixed it. And people saying, well, how are we gonna know who's it? We did that last edition. You'd have multiple spotters for your mortars and artillery. So like, we did it before, we could do it again. Like, come on, guys, just stop. Then multi-launchers got a big nerf. They got rid of like the multiple pins. They can use a spotter now, but their min range is 36 or 32. So they're more in line with like a medium artillery piece, I think, or a light. Quite frankly, it makes sense to me having that kind of a crazy mid-range. Like, sorry, like, it didn't make sense having them guys that far up firing. And that's probably one of the biggest things with Boltaction people complained about is like artillery pieces being real close to the front line like that. And I get it, I really do. Same with Devil Warfers. Anti-tank guns are a little bit different because they're hunting tanks. But, I mean, you could play scenarios to where infantry are in the back lines, like a recon unit is assaulting an artillery platoon in the back. Like, that stuff did happen. I kind of think people would need to theme armies based on that, okay? Other big FAQ things is pretty much kind of it, really. There wasn't too much. Some clarifications. Air observers, they kind of clarify if you roll a 1. Yeah, your opponent picks the unit within 12 of the original target, but then the controlling player, which would be the guy who called the airstrike, put down the token. I agree with. A lot of people are saying airstrikes are still kind of dead. Although I hear your boogeyman list is like 4 to 6 air observers for Americans. It's a boogeyman list. But, I mean, pintle mount, if you read, they've reworked pintle mount a little bit. If you're a pintle mount for a like tank and a tank turret, it's 360. But most pintles, they're for anti-aircraft, you get a full number of shots. It's still based on your arc. So there's a lot of guns in the game that have pintle, which can fire flak, but they're locked to 45-degree front arcs and stuff. So depending on how you bring the airstrike in, you can avoid a lot of that fire because you still have to fire in your arc, your zonal arc. So I kind of think people are overreacting. Although just taking 3 hits to knock down a plane is pretty lackluster, I kind of hope you should roll for what the aircraft is, and then determine if it's a fighter, 3 hits. Heavy bomber, 5 hits. 6 hits for a fighter bomber, you know what I mean? Like something, maybe equate the hits to a higher vehicle or an aircraft. Because like there's some ground attack aircraft that were like, I think what the IL-7 or IL-2 or whatever it is for Soviets ground attack, the Typhoon, British ground attack, the Stuka ground attack near the end part of the war. So like you could definitely do like heavier aircraft. Other parts in the FAQ, it's kind of it really for me. Just changing a few things. It change how transport capacity works for recon platoons. Now it's just seats. Doesn't have to be actual like transports. Yeah, I like that a lot. German book's really good. It's flavorful. It's this chunky boy. I kind of wish they give you a really rough and down and dirty of like weapons and time periods for vehicles. I know I'm kind of rambling for vehicles and time periods. I kind of wish they still gave you theater selectors. Like, hey, if you're doing mid-war Eastern Front, here's what's available. You're doing Africa Corps, mid-war, early war, here's what you're doing. You're doing Pacific, okay, mostly for like the Americans, here's mid-war, stuff like that. Kind of wish they had a little bit more focused. It's still really cool. Now getting probably the meat and potatoes of this kind of an article, the compendium. I want to really like the compendium. The cool part is they give you a digital copy with this. At least I did. I don't know if I have to redeem it yet, but you give digital copy, gives you the miniature guy. Cool guy. You can use it for either a spotter, late war spotter for Germans, or I'm probably using it for a sergeant. A lot of my sergeants have nap hats. It's cool because you have extra missions, a few extra units. I haven't seen the units in the app yet, but I haven't updated my app, so I'll let you know further. The compendium, though, you probably could have called it Chindins in Polish. And what I mean by that is there's Polish special characters. I think the Kalevin brothers, they're partisans fighting for the Poles, like the Jewish Poles. So you have the Polish army backed by the British in Africa, like that whole the Polish army. Well, I should probably tell you what the hell they are. Polish army in exile. Okay, you have that. So that's Poles. And then you have the Polish Liberation Army, which fought with the Russians. So you have like 2 armies. Now the Polish army with the Soviets actually have some special rules and stuff. The British one does too. Like there's a few extra rules you use. And it's like mostly equipment wise. So that you have that. And then a large portion of the book deals with Chindins. They have a campaign. It's like 10 missions almost. It's a cool mission because it follows through the beginning of Burma near the end of Burma. So like you have like, I think it's like 10 or 8 linear campaign missions. Really awesome. So if you're into Chindins, cool. If you want to do like the more obscure Polish stuff, cool. Other than that, scenarios are kind of cool. They're not balanced whatsoever. So there's times you have 750 points to 1,000. The one thing I noticed with the book, I feel this was wrote the same time as 3rd edition, an eye towards 3rd edition, because it was all the armies in here are 1,000 points. They say 1250, but everything's 1,000. And a lot of missions are restricted to regular weapons, heavy weapons platoon, rifle platoon. And then there's like a slight variation where you can have multiple heavy weapon platoons and an infantry platoon, which is kind of cool. But a lot of the missions, like especially the Polish army in Africa, you're fighting the Italians a lot of times. So there's a lot of cool attack defender missions. So with the Italians, it's going to be kind of cool because the Poles can't really assault. Liberation stuff, same thing. The The Chindins have just a huge array of missions, which is pretty awesome. Another army, which is kind of cool, was they brought the Brazilians in. Brazilian Expeditionary Force. Really didn't know much about them. Did a little bit of reading. They fought the whole way through Italy, which is pretty awesome. Didn't know that they helped with the assault on Monte Cristo, which is a pretty significant battle in the Italy, the Gothic line, stuff like that. But because of that, I thought it'd be a thicker book, and it would cover way more, and it really didn't. I'm wondering if there's going to be more compendiums come out. I kind of hope there is, but then part of me kind of hopes not. I really hope that they give out more, hey, yes, here's a compendium for Africa. You know what I mean? I know we can still use the old missions and the old books. I don't know if they're still printing those, because quite frankly, those books are out of date now. Some of them are just first edition books. So a lot of stats don't work. And like you could do equivalents like, hey, a sapper platoon's engineer. So you substitute that stat line for this. You know what I mean? Excuse me, there's workarounds. But I kind of want like a reworked mission thing. Would I still recommend buying it? I am, because I'm a completist. That's just how I do. And there's more than just the Poles and the Chindins in here. There's a little bit of other stuff. There's like a little bit of the Japanese naval troops. Then there's some like other partisan stuff. Like, so there's definitely things in here everyone will find useful. A lot of special characters. There's the Spanish division in here, which they go over, which is kind of cool. It's one of those things where it gives you the minor ones, like the Spanish Volunteer Division. Most people didn't even know the Spanish had Spaniards in World War II on the Eastern Front of all places. Pretty wild what them guys went through. So, would it be more complete? Yes, I hope so. Is it really cool? Yeah. Would I recommend buying it? Only if you're looking to have special missions for your gaming club. I plan on using some of these missions out of here for our next event, actually. Seeing how they're more like fun events, and plus too that the points are scaled down. In fact, a lot of the desert ones I'm going to piggyback off of this book, and I'll go over that at the event. For you can substitute Italians for anybody, and then you can substitute the Polish for anybody. You know what I mean? The attack mission still stays the same. Plus, you can make it a jungle board. There's a lot of different stuff. The other part is that it gives you the PDF, which is kind of good. So, like, that's value in itself, because some people don't like the book. I prefer having a paper copy. You know what I mean? I'm also the mindset that where if the apocalypse happens and all power's out, me and my friends can play Bolt Action by candlelight. But that's just me. Video's getting kind of long, but I just want to kind of go over some stuff, like my thoughts. And I like the new FAQ stuff. I like the American things that came out. The compendium, I'd probably give it a B plus, quite frankly. It's not for everybody, for certain. German book, A plus, fucking good. And I can't think of anything else. Probably we're going to CincyCon this year. That's happening. I'll be playing Team Yankee. I'm looking to go to Origins. A bunch of friends are going. They want me to go. I might have the time. Unfortunately, now the events are up. And I know they have a Bolt Action event. So if anyone knows who's in charge of a Bolt Action event, or Team Yankee event at Origins, let me know. I'd like to go. Maybe try to get a good heads up on it, because it is in June. It's only 5 months away, but I like having an idea what's going on. If I'm going for the entire event too, like it's a 5 or 6 day event for Origins. And my house is almost done. I'm going to be moved in by March or April. So after that, it'd be kind of good to go out and go on a good like vacation. Plus, we might be doing a collaboration with another the podcast, the Level Up podcast, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to them more with King Scott and Pat, and then yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like what we do, like, share, subscribe. You want some of the merch that I'm wearing, go ahead and pick it up. This is really a little bit of a rambly video. I just want to put something out to you guys, what my thoughts are. Real basic. I'm not going to do a full-blown review. There's a ton of channels and podcasts doing full-blown reviews on these, page by page. Just give my thought process. Journal book, if you need it, you need it. The new FAQs I think are good. Compendium, if you're a completionist like me, get it. If not, maybe you want to pass on this for right now. Or one person in your gaming club gets it, honestly. I hate to give that kind of review, but like, it's not for everybody. I'll just put it that way. Tournament organizers or event organizers, definitely pick it up because you can substitute armies for missions in here. Linear campaign is kind of cool. Again, I haven't played it yet. I've just read through it. So, all right, guys, that's it really with the Guildmaster. None of you guys couldn't make it today. We're going to try to get some footage together, some stuff coming up. It's just been rough with everybody. All right, guys. Until next time, I'm the Guildmaster. Always sees the objectives.